Hey everyone, welcome to Stick Tales, the channel where simple lines tell epic stories. What if I told you the country America fears most right now is one it basically built? That's not a conspiracy theory. That's just history. And it gets way worse from there. Here's the thing about Iran. It sits on top of 10% of the world's oil. It controls a tiny strip of water called the Strait of Hormuz, which is basically the throat through which the world's oil supply breathes. If Iran squeezes that, gas prices everywhere spike overnight. But oil isn't even the scary part. Iran has missiles that can reach 14 countries. It has its own drone army. It runs secret militias across the entire Middle East. And here's the part that keeps Washington up at night. It's been quietly working on the knowledge to build a nuclear bomb. So how did a country of 90 million people become America's single biggest headache? It started with a betrayal, and it started with the CIA, 1953. Iran had a democratically elected prime minister named Mossadegh. The people loved him, and he made one decision that changed everything. He nationalized Iran's oil, meaning Iran's oil belongs to Iranians. Britain panicked. America panicked. So the CIA hatched a plan. They literally hired Tehran's local gangsters and street thugs, paid them to start riots, bust in fake protesters, created so much chaos that it looked like the country was falling apart, and the Shah swept back in to save the day. This was called Operation Ajax, and it only came out decades later through declassified documents. The Iranian people never forgot. That moment, where America paid criminals to destroy their democracy, that became the founding wound of everything that followed. Now, for 26 years, the Shah rules Iran, backed by American money and American weapons. His secret police torture and jail anyone who speaks out, all with American silence. But here's what no one expected. The anger wasn't just building. It was about to explode. 1979. Millions of Iranians pour into the streets. The Shah flees, and a religious leader named Ayatollah Khomeini takes over. And he tells the world exactly who the enemy is. America, the great Satan. Within months, young Iranians storm the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. They take 52 American diplomats hostage. For 444 days, those Americans are held while the whole world watches. It's humiliating. It's televised, and it burns itself into American memory forever. From that day on, Iran and America weren't just rivals. They were enemies. And the war between them, a cold shadow war, had officially begun. Now America tried everything to fight back. Sanctions, spies, secret operations. But here's where it gets almost unbelievable. Every single time America tried to outsmart Iran, Iran somehow ended up winning. Blunder number one. The year 2000. The CIA hatches a plan. Deliver Iran fake nuclear blueprints with a hidden flaw. Make them waste years building a bomb that doesn't work. They hire a Russian scientist to be the delivery man. The scientist looks at the blueprints, realizes they're flawed, and warns Iran himself. Worse, even a flawed nuclear design gives scientists something to learn from. America had basically handed Iran a piece of the nuclear puzzle. Blunder number two, 2004. A CIA officer is managing a network of spies inside Iran. Real human beings risking their lives to feed America information. During one mission, there's an accidental file upload. One mistake, and every single spy in Iran is exposed to Iranian intelligence. The entire network is dismantled. People are captured. America goes blind inside Iran. For years, blunder number three. And this one is from the other side. In 2018, Israeli intelligence agents secretly broke into a warehouse in Tehran and stole over 100,000 pages of Iran's most classified nuclear documents, the so-called atomic archive. What those documents showed was shocking. Iran's senior leaders had secretly decided, back in the late 1990s, to pursue an actual nuclear weapon and perform a nuclear test. Far beyond what they were admitting publicly, the world had been lied to, and now the proof was in Tel Aviv. By this point, you might be thinking, okay, but Iran is still a small country. What can it really do? Here's what Iran figured out decades ago. You don't fight America head-on. You play a completely different game. Think of Iran like a chess player who never moves their king directly. Instead, they move pawns all across the board. In Lebanon, Hezbollah, a militia so powerful it has more rockets than most armies. In Yemen, the Houthis, they've been launching drones at oil tankers and disrupting global shipping for months. In Iraq, armed groups that attacked American military bases dozens of times. In Gaza, financial and military support to groups fighting Israel. These aren't accidents. Iran built this network deliberately over 40 years. It spent billions arming, training, and funding these groups so that when things heat up, Iran never has to fire a single missile from Iranian soil. And the drones, oh, the drones. Iran has been producing cheap kamikaze drones, some costing just $20,000 each, that can be launched in swarms of hundreds, cheap enough to mass produce, devastating enough to destroy targets worth millions. In a recent escalation, Iran demonstrated it could simultaneously strike targets across multiple countries in the span of hours. Airports, oil facilities, ports, all at once. This is the nightmare scenario. Not a country with tanks at the border. A country that can light up the entire Middle East from the shadows. And if missiles and drones aren't enough to worry about, Iran doesn't even need to fire anything to cause damage, because they've been fighting a completely invisible war. One you can't see, but one that's already reached your count. In 2012, Iranian hackers unleashed a piece of malware called Shamoon. It wiped data from tens of thousands of computers at one of the world's largest oil companies in hours. Total digital destruction. Since then, Iranian cyber units have probed American banking systems, water treatment plants, and power grids. Not just spying, but mapping weaknesses. Learning exactly where to hit if they ever want to. The fear isn't theoretical. Security experts warn that a coordinated cyber attack from Iran could black out cities, contaminate water supplies, or freeze financial systems. No missiles needed, no soldiers, just code, sent from a server somewhere, invisible until the lights go out. Here's the part nobody talks about. Iran isn't strong because it's powerful in the traditional sense. It's strong because America made it into an enemy. The 1953 coup taught Iran that America cannot be trusted. The 444-day hostage crisis taught America that Iran cannot be controlled. And every sanction, every airstrike, every covert operation since has just confirmed what both sides already believed. Iran today has no nuclear bomb, but it has the knowledge. It has no standing army near America, but it has proxies everywhere. It can't beat America in a straight fight, but it doesn't need to. It just needs to make every American action in the Middle East painful, expensive, and exhausting. And here's the real twist ending. America's worst nightmare isn't a country that hates it from across the world. America's worst nightmare is a country it helped create, one that learned everything it knows about power, betrayal, and survival from watching America itself operate. Iran didn't become the nightmare. America helped write the story. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe to Stick Tales, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a new tale. See you in the next one.